Welcome everybody to Wind Down Wednesday. Listen, I want you to take a second to just settle in. If you're holding a cup of something warm, listen, good for you. If you just got here from a full day, listen, just come in, take a few deep breaths and just relax, settle in. Tonight's conversation is for every woman who has eaten well or genuinely tried to eat well and still walked away from meals feeling like her gut had other plans, like something is just not right. Bloating that shows up for no apparent reason, constipation that lingers even when you increase fiber, or acid reflux that started after 40, or maybe digestion that used to just work now requires some type of management. If that is familiar, then this is your time. And I want to start by saying something clearly, y'all. Your gut did not become quote unquote more difficult because you became less disciplined. It became the way it is more difficult because your body changed and no one probably explained what that actually means or why. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. Most women in perimenopause and menopause have been told some version of this. Eat more fiber, drink more water, try probiotics, cut out dairy. And some of those things helped, but none of them are the reason your gut changed. And none of them will fully resolve it without understanding what actually shifted. The mainstream conversation about women's gut health skips over perimenopause almost entirely. It skips over the estrogen gut connection, the progesterone motility connection, the cortisol digestion relationship. It treats your symptoms as a food problem when they are actually a hormonal transition problem that has food implications. That distinction matters, y'all, because if you keep chasing the food fix for what is actually a hormonal and physiological shift, you will keep blaming yourself when the fix doesn't hold. So tonight I'm going to name four things that changed inside your gut after age 40 that have nothing to do with what you are eating. And then we're going to talk about what nourishment actually means in the context of those four changes, okay? Change one, your stomach acid dropped. Gastric acid production is tied to hormonal signaling. As estrogen and progesterone fluctuate and decline, so does the gastric acid your stomach produces. This is called hypochlorhydria, low stomach acid. And it is remarkably common in midlife women, okay? Here's why that matters. Stomach acid is not just for breaking down food. It is your first line of defense. It sterilizes what you swallow. It activates the enzymes that digest protein. It triggers the cascade that moves food properly through the rest of your digestive tract. When it drops, protein sits longer. Bloating increases, nutrients like B12, magnesium stop absorbing efficiently, and because the digestive signal is weaker, food transit slows. This is why eating a clean meal can still produce a messy gut response. The issue is not what you ate, it's the engine that was supposed to process it. Number two, your gut motility slowed. Progesterone is a smooth muscle relaxant. That's part of what makes it calming. It quiets the nervous system, but that same quality affects the smooth muscle of your GI tract. As progesterone fluctuates in perimenopause and drops in menopause, its effect on gut motility becomes less predictable. Slower motility means slower transit. Food takes longer to move through. Waste takes longer to clear. This is a direct hormonal mechanism, and it explains why constipation that you never experienced in your 30s becomes a recurring conversation in your 40s and in your 50s. It also explains the alternating pattern that some women experience, slow transit followed by urgency, followed by slow again. The gut is responding to a hormonal environment that is no longer consistent. Number three, your cortisol interrupted the conversation. Your gut and your brain are in constant communication through what's called the gut brain axis. And cortisol, the stress hormone, sits right in the middle of that conversation or that relationship. When cortisol is elevated, the body redirects blood flow away from your digestive system. Digestion is metabolically expensive. So under threat, real or perceived, the body deprioritizes it. Motility slows further, stomach acid drops further, the gut becomes less efficient at every stage. For women in perimenopause, this is especially significant because the hormonal fluctuations themselves create cortisol dysregulation. The HPA axis, the system that manages your stress response, is directly affected by estrogen decline. So the gut is not just dealing with lower hormones, it's dealing with a stress system that is running hotter than it should, for longer than it should, on less recovery than it gets, okay? This is why chronic gut symptoms in midlife are not just a digestive issue. They are a nervous system issue that shows up in the gut. Number four, your gut microbiome reorganized. Estrogen has receptors in the gut lining. There is a specific population of gut bacteria called the estrobolome that metabolizes and recirculates estrogen throughout your body. When the microbial balance shifts, estrogen metabolism becomes less efficient. And when estrogen metabolism becomes less efficient, the hormonal imbalances of perimenopause are amplified. Microbial diversity also declines with age, and that decline is accelerated by stress, disrupted sleep, and dietary patterns that have been reactive rather than supportive. The gut that you're managing now is not the same gut you managed at 35. It has been reorganized by time, by hormonal transition, by life. Now, that doesn't mean it can't recover. It means it needs a different approach than the one that worked before. So where does food actually fit in this picture? Food. Food is not the cause of your gut, of what your gut is doing. But it is one of the most powerful signals available to you for communicating with a gut that is running in a compromised environment. What nourishment means in midlife is not the same as what it meant at 30. It is not just calories, macros, or elimination. It's a message your gut receives before it ever starts digesting. It tells your stomach acid how much to produce. It tells your motility how to pace. It tells your microbiome what to work with. Now, the Perimenopause Plate, which is a resource that I dropped inside of our online community, it's there for those who are in our community. Listen, that plate resource is built around this understanding. It is not a diet. It is a structure that delivers the right signals to a gut that is navigating hormonal transition. It accounts for the fact that your protein needs to come from adequate fat and fiber to slow gastric emptying, that your minerals need to come from forms your body can actually absorb given the stomach acid changes we talked about. That your meal timing sends information to your cortisol before your cortisol starts making decisions for you. That plate, the resource, is not about eating perfectly. It's about eating in a way that your gut can actually receive there is a difference. Now, if you haven't grabbed it yet, it's inside of the community. Listen, go ahead and grab it. It might be in the classroom. You don't need to overhaul your eating. okay, tonight. You just need to understand what signals your current meals are or are not sending. Now, I want to leave you with something you can use at your next meal. Now, this is not a ritual, okay, but I look at it more or less as an experiment. I want you to see what your gut does when you give it 30 seconds before you ask it to do any work for you before you start eating. Okay, this is called the pre-meal gut pause, and the science behind it is really simple. Your digestive system is parasympathetic. It operates in the rest and digest state. When you eat in urgency, you're standing, you're rushed, you're stressed, multitasking, you are asking a parasympathetic system to function in a sympathetic environment. It cannot do it efficiently. And the symptoms that follow often get attributed to what you ate instead of the state you were in when you ate it. Okay, so here's the practice. Now, before your next meal, before you pick up a utensil, I want you to sit down with both feet on the floor. Take one slow breath in through your nose and out through the mouth. You're going to place one hand on your belly. Okay, now this is not to feel anything in particular, just to signal, okay, I'm here, I'm staying, we're doing this together. That's it. 30 seconds, one breath. One signal that says digestion is allowed to happen now. You are not trying to achieve a parasympathetic state with one breath. You are giving your nervous system a cue that the threat posture can stand down for this meal. It is small, it is cumulative, and for a gut that has been trying to operate under chronic cortisol load, it is not a small thing at all. Okay? Before we close, if something landed for you tonight, I want you to sit with it, not act on it or anything like that. Just sit with it. Whatever it is, just sit with it. Your gut is running the best it can on a hormonal landscape that nobody probably mapped out for you in advance, right? What feels like a mystery is actually a pattern. And patterns, once you see them, can be worked with. The next step, if you want to take one, is the gut hormone quiz. Okay? Listen, it only takes 3 to 5 minutes. But the quiz will tell you which hormonal pattern is driving your specific symptoms, including your gut symptoms. The 4 shifts we talked about tonight, they don't affect every woman the same way. Your archetype matters. Your quiz result will tell you where to focus. Okay? So I want you to rest well tonight. Your gut will appreciate it. This is Wind Down Wednesday, and until next week, y'all, take care. Have a wonderful night, and I'll be back to talk with you soon. Bye.